Oh, hello. Today we are here to talk about my goals for 2026. So we'll talk about how I did for my bookish goals in 2025. Not bad, actually, now that I'm looking at it. And we'll talk about what I want to get done in 2026. So, number one was read less, with 120 new reads and 30 rereads. And I don't think I got that exactly, but I'm gonna say I was within 10-ish% of that in terms of the overall number. I think I was at a little over 160 books read. So I'll say that in general, yeah, I did read less, and I read chunkier things, or like meatier things. Yeah, I feel like I read less than I have been reading. I did not hit 30 rereads though. I think I maybe had like 10 of those as rereads. So that then I would say plays into the next one, which is reread more. I am still not doing that. And spoilers, I'm going to take that off the list for next year, and I'll tell you what I actually want to do. I think I'm just, until I meet my other goal, which is getting my TBR down, I just am not going to be able to prioritize rereading as I keep wanting to. Yeah, I just don't think that's in the cards for 2026 as I see it right now. So maybe that's one we'll revisit in 2027, but no, I did not meet that. My next 2025 goal was to read fewer arcs and to request no more than 15. And I actually did better than that. I only requested 14. I did receive some arcs from publishers that I didn't ask for, like that I didn't reach out for. And I don't include that in this budget because really what I was trying to mitigate was impulse asking for arcs and then ending up reading things that were like fine, but that I wasn't that interested in. This gets into the whole, like, I've got books at home, I've got other stuff I'm trying to read. And honestly, just what the publishing trends right now are not necessarily super aligned to my tastes. So for some genres, it's just hit or miss. Some are, some aren't. So rather than reading stuff that I'm like less interested in, I want to focus on the stuff that I am interested in. So yeah, anyway, fewer arcs. I think I did meet that. I don't think I met that. I did meet that because I only requested 14. And actually I read all but 2. So that's good. I've got 2 I requested for 2026 I haven't read yet. And then buddy read more. Yes, I did meet this. Me and Leanna got our buddy read mojo back. We had a little lull after we finished our Robb and Hobb epic read through, and we've been working our way through the first Law series together. We were doing a Pratchett read through together, and we've got plans again for next year, so I feel good about that. And then me and Angela from Literature Science Alliance also read Louise Erdrich together, and once I make some progress in my TBR, I'm going to be knocking back on her door saying let's start reading some more Louise together, because yeah, I really enjoyed buddy reading with both of them, and I like buddy reads. I should say, I guess this also counts, I am in a book club already, and then I joined another one, so that's more buddy reading. So yeah, I feel like I'm reading more with people, which was the goal, so yes, I did that. Series binges. The 3 I called out were the Yoko Mizo series, the Paladin series, and the Deanna Raybourn, the one that starts with A Curious Beginning. I only read one of those 3, so I would say I did not meet that, which is a bummer, but I'm trying to think because part of what I was chasing with that is the enjoyment of feeling like you just like sit there and read through the whole thing. And I didn't even really get that with the Paladin series. So yeah, I think I'm going to call that one a flop. I'm going to call that one a flop because I didn't get that yummy, just eating it up kind of feeling. And then chopping block for books on the bubble. Yes, I did this at the beginning of the year. I got through, I think, most of the books that I wanted to do a read test for before I tried them in 2025. I had a couple lingering that I DNF'd at the very end of the year. So I think everything left is either an author I've read from before, so I know I'm good with the writing, or it is a part of a specific project. So even if I end up not liking the writing, I'm okay going in not knowing that. Okay, I would say I had 6 goals, and I would say I accomplished 4 of them. So that's pretty good. I feel like that's pretty solid. So therefore, let's talk about 2026 goals. So, in terms of the number of things I want to read, I want to keep it about the same as what I did this year. I think 150, 160 in there is a pretty good goal. I felt like I was reading a lot, but I did not feel like I was doing that at the expense of doing other stuff I wanted to do. And that's really the sweet spot. I also did a lot of writing this year, and I feel like that pace worked with my writing plans well. I am going to say, because some of the books that I did read this year were research books, and I should be transitioning out of that in the year, in 2026, I'm going to say I read 160, 165. I'm going to try again for 150 this year. I'm not going to set a percentage of reread versus new read, but like 150 is going to be the goal. So we'll see. Or maybe the answer is that's the goal, but really I want to read fewer books than I read this year or that I read in 2025. So I'll put somewhere on the screen, I will have put how many books I actually read. So even if it's just one or two fewer than that, that's the goal. I am not going to put on my reread more goal this year. I'm going to wait a year on that. However, I have been wanting to do a video, and I started doing a video that has not come to fruition, and I'm just going to tell you guys about it because I really hope I make this video this year. The reason I lost so much steam on it is that it was a part of the great footage loss when my hard drive crashed in 2024, and I was so disheartened by it that I've really not done much with it since. I have my latest list of top, like, all-time favorite books. That is up on the channel. And I want to reread everything on that list, plus some things that I think could be in the mix for all-time favorites. And I mean, I have all-time favorites, and then there's like the top 10 list. So I guess things that I think could edge out and make it to the top 10 list. I would like to make that video this year. So that would require me rereading, I think at this point, roughly probably 13-ish books, all of which are books that I love, and so would be a joy to reread. So yeah, that I would like to make that video this year and put it up at Thanksgiving. I don't know if it will happen, but that is my goal. And actually, I'm going to say, even if I don't finish that, I should make a new top 10 list, because I do think it's changed enough since the last time I made that video that I should remake it. So that will be part of that goal, either which way. I'm going to stick with my 15 requested ARC budget. So because I feel like that was a good number. It gives me the chance to get a little bit hyped about a couple of books that I maybe wasn't planning on pre-ordering, and being like, ooh, I think I might like that. Let me read the ARC. So I think that gives me enough wiggle room to get on some hype trains, but not too much. So I'm going to stick with that. I want to continue buddy reading this year. So me and Leanna have some plans. I'm in those book clubs, so I'm going to keep that goal for the year to stay on top of buddy reading, because I enjoy it. Not just because I have to, but because I enjoy it. In terms of series binges, the two that come to mind, I think that it's not just that I want to read all of a series. It's that I want to enjoy that feeling of just sitting there and binging on it. So the two series that come to mind for me to do that with are that Yokomizo series. I have all of the ones that are in translation, so that is a good one that I could do that with. The other one is I have all of those Ursa Dax sci-fi romances that I've been meaning to read, and I think that would be a good, like, similar to my original Ruby Dixon binge. I feel like those would be two good candidates for that. They're series that I have, and they're series I've been meaning to get to in that way. So I'm going to say those two. I want to at least, maybe the goal though is enjoy one true series binge where you sit and just like read them back to back to back. Even if it's not both of them, pick one of them and do that, because I just think that is something I enjoy doing. I love that feeling of just like, ooh, yummy, yummy candy. The next one is up. So I want to enjoy doing that. And then my last and most important goal for 2026 is getting my TBR down to 100. I know that I am a broken record about this, but that is really what I want. It is what I'm really hoping I can get to. I don't know. It's going to be a challenge to get all the way there in 1 year, because factoring in some arcs that I don't have, any pre-orders that I'm anticipating, new books that might come in for whatever reason. If I'm saying that I'm hoping I read, let's say 150 books, I believe, as of this recording, I think I'm down to, I want to say 230-ish books on my physical TBR that I have left. So that would mean if I'm trying to read 150 books and I'm trying to get down to 100 on my physical TBR, 130 of those would have to come off of my current physical TBR. And that would mean I only have 20 left to reread and then do any pre-orders and arc reading that I want to do. So not impossible, I think it'll be close. So I'm going to say, well, I don't want to set a specific number. So let's just say that my goal is to get to complete that challenge by the end of 2026, and we'll see how close I can get to that. I do think that I can get pretty close to that. I just may not get all the way there, but you know what? If we're talking about a SMART goal of specific, measurable, achievable, it is achievable. I forget what the R is, but then T is time bound. It is a SMART goal. Maybe it's reach. It should stretch you a little bit. So yes, that is the main goal. To get there, I have so many vlogs already. I've completed some. I have others in progress right now. And then I have so many ideas about what all I'm going to do to get there. So I'm not really worried about how I'm going to get there. It's more of how much time will I have, and will I run out of time before I finish that at the end of the year. So we'll see. One thing I am going to do, because you guys did like this vlog stops when I find a 5-star. For anything that I don't not just my mysteries, but any book, I'm looking at it. I've got a shelf over here of books that I don't have a specific vlog in mind for. Those are all going to be on the list of things that I can read in that video, and I can't stop until I get a 5-star. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, but that's going to be kind of my catch-all video, and I'll probably purposefully leave some of the ones that I think are better contenders towards the end so that I get through as many of them as possible because I really would like to get through those as well. That being said, I guess it's probably not a bad thing for me to just have what's going to be left on I guess maybe that's a question I should ask myself. What is this physical TBR going to look like when I get down to 100? What kind of books are going to be left on it? I hadn't quite thought about that. Something for me to consider. Anyway, okay, I'm rambling at this point. Those are my goals going into 2026. you know what? I'm going to call my shot. I'm not going to put it in right now. I'll put it in post. I'm going to go through I'm going to make a 26 and 26 list. I haven't done that in a long time, but I'm going to do it. So here are the 26 books that I for sure am going to read in 2026. that is the list. Those are my goals. And yeah, I'm ready to get this year going. I hope you guys are revved for another year of Books Like Woe. I keep waiting for me to just like not want to do this anymore, and you guys keep making it fun. I keep having fun, so I guess we're here again. So strap in for another year of Books Like Woe, and those are some of the things you can look forward to seeing. Alrighty. I hope you are well. I hope you are taking care of yourself and your friends and families and neighbors. Like if you liked it, hit the bell if you want to know when I'm going to post. I think that will do it for me, and we will just talk soon.